I put this on my list and I watched it and I didn't. So Halo Legends. It wasn't very interesting. It wasn't very good.
Sorry, Halo? There's a
Halo.
Halo anime?
Yeah. It's called Halo Legends. It's an
Okay.
amalgamation of a series of Japanese artists came in and one of them is toy animation and it's the only good one and it's really funny. It's a Master Chief crash lands on a planet and he runs into a bunch of cave people who are all fighting a dinosaur, and he fights a dinosaur. It ends up with him blasting off away, and it's really, really fun. It's really frenetic. It's exactly like a Dragon Ball cartoon. It's really good.
It's by yourself. That sounds like one heck of a mama. But you know what? I'm one heck of a mama myself.
The rest of it is crap. Was that fun? Did that sound fun to you?
Harsh. That sounds harsh.
That you know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? It sounds too fun. Let's talk about Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh man.
That was entirely too much fun. We need to talk about Grave of the Fireflies. See that what you just did probably just gave Jordan a big old hint about what's about to happen.
I'm guessing it's upsetting.
She went, oh my, oh no. That tells me you've seen this movie. Okay.
I have.
Okay. So when I said that, not every Studio Ghibli movie, every Miyazaki movie is a Studio Ghibli movie, but not every Studio Ghibli is a Miyazaki movie. This is what I was talking about. Because this movie is a Studio Ghibli movie. It's done in their style, it's done in their art style, but it's not written or directed by Hayao Miyazaki. It's wait for Jordan can't hear me. It's not directed by Miyazaki.
Oh, okay.
It's done by one of the founding directors who founded Ghibli, but it's not done by Miyazaki. Okay.
Is that why it's depressing? Because
Yes.
I'm gathering just from the reactions that it's sad.
It is
They
one
talk
of the,
about some real history that occurred.
it is one of the most upsetting movies I've ever seen in my life. It's very interesting because
That's saying something.
Okay. We'll do the plot. Okay. So this movie is about a young boy and his very young sister. During World War II, towards the end of World War II, they live in a city that has been bombed by the Americans, and it's basically them trying to like survive effectively. And over the course of the movie, they go to live with an aunt who sucks. The aunt kicks them out, and they go to live in a bomb shelter. And like it's as the end of the war in Japan is coming to an end, so like rations are getting low. Like all of the supplies are going to the war. Parts of their country just getting blown off, and slowly over the course of the movie, the sister becomes malnourished. Thank you, and eventually dies. And it is
That's sad.
it is. I'm doing the not sad version of it, and granted, it is done when she does eventually die. It is done, in my opinion, very respectfully. It's not like overly romanticized in the sense that he doesn't like cry or get like super emotional. He just kind of says over narration, she didn't wake up. She died from starvation and didn't wake up. And it is a powerful moment of silence. It is very effective. Like it's it's not like and some of the imagery in this, like early on, his mom dies, and it is it's harrowing, especially when you're like my entire experience with Ghibli films is like whimsical and happy, and like this is not that. This is a parade of misery. But
So kind of like a sadder version of The Wind Rises.
way sadder and way more upsetting. But yes, a little bit. Yeah, that movie, and that was a criticism of that movie, is a little too whimsical about, and a little too, because and granted, this movie is coming at this from like a Japanese perspective, right? It's kind of similar to Godzilla Minus One in that way, where like they're talking about winning the war, and like we're gonna win the war and we're gonna win, and this is what our guys are doing for the army, and it's coming at this from the perspective of they want Japan to win. But you got to remember, historically speaking, that Japan wasn't great. They weren't the good guys in this, and them winning would be a bad thing. They did a lot of bad stuff to people, and so it just kind of reminds you that in conflicts of this nature, the people who suffer are the people in the middle who didn't do anything. Like this poor little girl, and there's so many scenes in this movie of adults who like are being forced to compartmentalize just the trauma of seeing all these people suffer. They're being forced to compartmentalize this, and be cold to these poor children who like towards the end they're like, oh yeah, the little sister, she's getting bad diarrhea and her stomach is sore and she's really sick, and they go to the doctor, and like they lift up her shirt and you just see her ribs. She's covered in this like nasty rash, and she's like, you just see her ribs, and the doctor just coldly is like, yeah, she's malnourished. And he's like, what do I do? What do I do? You're a doctor. You're supposed to fix her. And the movie kind of begins with, and I had to rewatch it because it was confusing at first. But the movie kind of begins with, you see the main kid like die at the beginning of the movie, and you see his ghost. You see these people cleaning up these bodies, and this guy finds the container with the sister's ashes in it, and he spills it, and you see the ghost of the brother and the sister go off to heaven, essentially, and the rest of the movie is the flashback of how they died. But it's like I didn't get that at first until I rewatched it. But yeah, it's one of those, like, it is a beautiful movie.
This movie sounds very depressing.
Oh, it is unbelievably upsetting. Like, it is easily, like, it was like at the end, I was like, I need to do something that makes me happy for a moment, because like
something cheery.
This hurt my soul. But it is a beautiful movie. Like, it is beautifully animated.
Some would say then that it accomplished its goal.
But precisely, yeah, it's a very effective. It like the animation it came out in 1988. The animation is stunning. The sound design is phenomenal. Like, it is a well-made movie that I will never recommend. It's hard. Like, if you want to see art, like just beautiful art, it's that kind of movie. But if you want to be actively depressed, just have something happy you want to watch afterwards, is what I would say. Like, put on
understand what you're getting yourself into, and be prepared for the fallout.
Yeah, but it's just
Hamtaro cleanse.
Exactly. Go watch some Hamtaro.
Completely opposite.
Exactly. Just cleanse your soul with some Hamtaro. Good. Yeah, but no, it is. I was like, man, this is a really, really, really good movie, but it is truly upsetting. Anyway, that's Grave of the Fireflies.
Hey everybody, it's Endcard Justin here. Once again asking you, have you seen that Halo anime? I'm just kidding. Did you watch Grave of the Fireflies? It's upsetting. If you've seen it, it's upsetting. You know. If you've seen it, you know. You know. But anyway, if you want to see the full podcast that this episode is from, you click the video on the left, and it's going to take you to our anime part 3, where we talked about all kinds of different animes, as well as that new Looney Tunes movie you should all definitely go watch. Or you click the video on the right, and that's going to take you to a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. Otherwise, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a like if you could. It really helps the channel out. And we'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.